Hello, it's Tom.
Hi, it's Catherine.
You have to get close to the mic. I know you're not used to
Hi,
being
it's
over
Catherine.
there. Not that close. That's rude.
No,
That's so rude. Okay, Kath. So what are we building here today? A house.
It is.
Imaginative.
Why don't you tell us what we're building?
I don't know.
It seems you're making presumptions.
Well, you named the file for this editing enogs.vegas.
Yes.
So I'm really not sure what we're making here, but I'm assuming it's a home, or at least a hovel.
Hovel. Okay, so it started out, I wanted to make a pumpkin patch, and so a witch lives upstairs and she runs a cafe that people can go to when it's really cold after they're done picking their pumpkins. I'm living vicariously through The Sims because in real life the nearest pumpkin patch to us, I believe, is a 2-hour journey away, which to Americans might not sound like much, but it would cost quite a bit of money because I don't have a car. So yeah, we're building that. Was that enough context?
Yeah, it's neato.
Cool. Alright, see you next time, everyone.
So we're in the woods.
Yeah, we're in Granite Falls. I did label this a cafe, so your Sims don't rent this property. It is actually treated as a cafe when you visit Granite Falls.
The one annoying thing about Granite Falls when you go there, especially with the default stuff, is there's really nothing to do.
That's the thing, you can explore into the forest and you can find that hermit old woman's house, but it is just a house.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really to do.
I remember taking my Sims here the first time.
I know, you hated it.
And you went to me, book them for a week off. Book them for a week off. Why not just have a week? And I was like, I'll have 3 days. And I remember the first day I was like, this is pretty neat. They're sleeping a lot and pissing in the woods all the time. But this is pretty neat. And by the third day I was like, this is so boring. It's like actually being on holiday.
I think you sent them home early, didn't you?
I did. It was dull.
Salvador is a lot better.
Yeah,
the
it
fact
is a
that
lot
you can
better.
explore temples and random encounters will happen when you're walking through the gates. And you actually have to stock up on like spider repellent and insta hydration stuff. But you were like, no, this is Sims, I don't need to actually do that.
Right.
And so you didn't, and then your Sim's wife fell asleep in a bush and then peed in the bush.
I know that's fun.
And then fell asleep in the bush again.
Right, I know that's
and
fun.
And then you had woohoo with her in a bush.
Stop. I know all that's fun. But why isn't there a holiday resort yet that's just like a ski resort or a beach?
I don't know, people have been asking for a beach for a long time.
A beach is so fucking obvious.
No, sweetie!
I can do what I want. I introduced the video, it's practically mine.
I guess you're right. But no, I mean, terraforming is coming to The Sims, so people can kind of make beaches now, almost sort of ish. I don't know if you can put water on the terraformed bits of land. Why are you poking me so hard?
I'm not, I'm resting on you.
Oh, it felt like it hurt.
It's a bony hand.
Yeah, you do have a bony hand. Ow! Those were knuckles, that was very bony.
This place looks a fucking mess.
Alright, it's not done. That's like...
Why did you put like 6 layers for the path anyway?
I was
No one can see the first layer anymore.
I was figuring out what stone to use. Stop. This is abuse. I was going to say something and now you ridiculed me and now I can't remember. What was I going to say? What? Thank you, yeah, I love you too.
I love you.
Oh, speaking of how embarrassing we are, we both got Joint Member of the Month at our gym.
Yes, because they couldn't give it to one of us because
we're there equally as much.
They knew Catherine would be depressed.
No, it's because we're always there at the same time.
You'd be depressed. That's why they had to give it to both of us.
No.
You would be so sad if they missed out me.
Wait, what?
Oh, did you assume I was trying to say you didn't deserve it? No, I'm saying I don't deserve it.
Oh, shut up.
And you thought, you're always thinking about you.
Shut up, Tom.
Bearing my soul here.
Mm-hmm.
Building a good old mage tower on the west wing.
Yes, actually, I am. What do you think?
Silly.
Okay, then you build something.
See when the terraforming comes out?
Yeah.
Will you be able to terraform just that part?
I think yes. Yeah.
That's pretty neato.
But I am not yet sure how foundation works on terraformed land. I don't know if it's still one foundation level, no matter how high you raise the land.
Okay.
I can explain things good. Why are you laughing?
Can explain things good. Ah, roofs. You know, like they've got in China. The scoop. You're doing a bit of a scoop on that one, like.
Oh yeah.
Like ice creamed out the rest of the roof.
It was supposed to look witchy.
Ah.
Kinda.
Ah.
Because I want a sort of alchemist witch to live on the top floor. So yeah. What do you think? I mean, it's still not done. I'm very slow.
It's sweet. You made another thing the other day that looks like it could fit really nice into Granite Falls or something. A little druid hut.
Oh, yeah, that was for a tiny build contest in a group I'm in. But I didn't record it because I thought it was going to be awful, but then I actually quite liked it. But maybe I'll re-attempt it when we get terraforming. I keep saying terraforming, nobody else calls it that. It's terrain tools.
Terraforming.
Yeah.
We can be like the sheiks in Dubai. Make loads of lovely pretty land masses for Michael Owen to fly a helicopter over.
Oh god. Let's not talk about that.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, as for the turret things that look useless, most of them are useless, but the lowest part of the far left one, there is actually a table and chairs in there, and that's part of the cafe, so your Sims can actually sit there and be like, haha, Instagram, look, we're in a tower, because I would do that. What?
I would Instagram with you in a tower.
You don't have Instagram. What?
But I could have Instagram. Back in black. And
I thought...
I'm dressed to kill.
What?
I can't remember that song.
I don't know the song very well either. But yeah, so, sorry, we did pause recording for a second. Tom had to,
Stupid stuff, stupid stuff. Very stupid, very stupid. Don't like talking about it. Anyway.
Go play WoW.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I really never like these bendy...
roofs.
Bendy roofs. When they hit the floor, I just never like how they look. I know what sort of look you're going for, like a hobbity sort of thing. It just never looks right.
Maybe it'll look better with the terrain modifications.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like I'm never very good at building the backs of a house. I'm like, yeah, I know what I want the front to look like. And then I go to the back and I'm like, wait, there's a back of the house? Oh no. So that takes me a while to figure out. Wallpapers do as well. Wallpaper takes me ages.
The thing with wallpapers is I always fall back into the same old stuff.
I
have
try
like
not to.
4 or 5 wallpapers that I like, so I use those.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, there's certain bricks I like, which are bricks that I use here. A big part of what inspired, a big part of what actually made me get the bowling stuff pack is just because I love the brick wall in it.
Yeah. Bowling stuff is quite a nice pack, in all honesty.
It is, I need to make a Fallout sort of house sometime. I made a vault once.
Oh,
I don't
the full level. Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago now. It's 3 or 4 years ago.
I actually made my Lone Wanderer, and I put her in it, but decided it looked awful, so I got rid of it. But you can download the armory I made for it, because I thought that was pretty neat. That's still up on the gallery.
The armory. That was cute.
Thank you. It's taking shape now, though. This is what it will kind of look like throughout. I do, however, change the wallpapers later, like the very light brick. I don't know if we keep any of that. If we do, it's not that much. This build becomes a lot more autumn-like, I guess. Yeah.
Super.
Colour.
Fragile.
Listic.
SP.
Alidocious.
Something town of it is atrocious.
What?
Precocious.
You're terrible.
Medocious.
Stop.
What? Oh, Medocious is where you've got to stop. The made-up word. How dare you rhyme? Yes, how dare you
Just
rhyme
stop,
Medocious with the illustrious supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. A totally not made-up word.
Yeah, to be fair.
I coined it.
To be fair.
Thomas Hardy. I coined that term.
Wait, why Thomas Hardy?
Because he's one of those writers that coined a lot of stuff.
I know.
If you guys can hear a lot of squeaking, it's Catherine's rank chair that needs to be oiled.
Why do you call it rank?
Because it's squeaking a lot.
So, it's not like it's filthy.
I mean,
It's just that you're sitting in it right now. You're the one making it grow.
I'm making it cleaner, if anything.
That's impossible. You've not showered since we got back from the gym. Anyway, we were meant to talk about the update, so this has gone terribly.
No, the front of the house looks nice. I like the
Thanks.
wallpaper, and you've done 3 different types, I think.
That's the back of the house.
Well, the back of the house looks nice. You've done 3 different wallpapers.
Yeah. Yeah, one's from.
That's the bag.
What does that mean?
Nothing. No one's downloading this though.
What? How? Why? Why is that?
Well, you know.
No, I don't.
You know.
Enlighten me.
You know.
No, I don't.
The back of the house, Kat?
Yeah.
Kat?
Yeah.
That's the back of the house.
Yes.
That's the part of the house everyone doesn't have to look at.
Uh-huh.
You could have kept it simple.
That is fairly simple. What? Why
So-
are you so mean?
Anyway, what were you about to talk about?
I don't know.
The update! Gosh, we're so off topic.
You're horrible. You've ruined the video. All your fault. Not mine at all. I'm kidding. It's mostly my fault. Maybe I should script videos. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the terrain tools.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought they'd introduce that.
No, I thought it would break the game in some way.
I just thought it was impossible because it's been this long.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible in this engine, maybe? I don't know, or just with how the game looks.
I imagine it still will break the game somewhat. I can see your sim walking up a long flight of stairs, opening the front door, taking a step in, and then they're underground.
Yeah,
just
I can see that
walking in the
happening.
middle. Can you have like a massive basement then? How high does it go?
I don't know, they showcased a little bit.
Because they must have broke the ceiling on it, right?
Yeah,
Because
probably.
if you can raise your house up to where
Maybe
the
the limit.
What was the limit anyway? It
4
was
stories.
4 stories. So if you can limit up to 4 stories and then build a further 4 stories on top of it, does that mean that you could have a basement of 6 stories if you wanted?
Yeah. I don't know how low or high it goes. I'm really not sure. I was going to say the limit might be like 4 stories high, but then,
And
like
if-
you said, what if you can build 4 stories on top of that?
And if they've done that now,
Yeah.
can you now build 8 stories or 10-story buildings?
They've only showcased 2 lots so far,
Right.
with terrain tools being utilised. One of them had like a sort of ancient ruins sort of thing on top of it, I don't know. But that was only 1 or 2 levels, I
And
think.
can you do it in San Myshuno on top of the buildings?
Oof. On top of the buildings, I doubt it.
Right, you doubt it,
Mm.
but it might be a mode you can just turn on with the console, like you do with BB.move and stuff. And if you can just turn it on, and it's the exact same thing except there's an elevator.
Right,
You
I
could just
anticipate.
lift up a ton of stuff on top of a building. And make it
Right,
even taller.
yeah, I anticipate cheats coming in handy with it, yeah. But I really don't know if you'll be able to do it on top of penthouses and stuff.
It would be cool.
It'd be cool, but it would also be really weird.
Yeah.
Because you're terraforming the actual ground with the dirt. You're not terraforming like other materials,
So I mean,
like bricks.
say this what we're building here,
Yeah.
or what you're building here, and what I'm
Witnessing,
on.
sure.
witnessing, unfortunately. How would you have done this different if you could terraform? For instance, you've got it all the whole house raised up slightly.
Yeah.
Would you have even done that if you could terraform?
Probably not.
So what would you do instead?
Well, this square of dirt we just put down, that's going to be the pumpkin patch. I would have raised that up slightly,
Right.
and then I'd have a whole raised area where you'd look for pumpkins.
Can you lower all stuff?
I think so, yeah.
If you lower something by a square,
Yeah.
can you still build a basement under that? Or does the basement
Probably.
then have to be a whole level lower?
I don't know, actually. It might have to be a whole level lower. They haven't told us much about it.
Okay.
The patch is coming next month,
Okay.
I believe. That's what I've heard from the grapevine, by
What's-
which I mean Twitter.
What's next for you
What
after this
build?
patch? What are you looking forward to most? Editable height.
I mean, I hope we can make foundations different heights on one lot. So, like, if you build one room, I hope you can raise that up to max height level, and then you build a second room, and you can have that.
I know you can.
Lower.
Yeah.
If we can have terraforming, then why can't we have different foundation levels? And I know everyone's wanted spiral stairs for a long time, and L-shaped stairs, which is really quite difficult to do, because you can do that with split leveling, but it's so awkward.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really always look the way you want. And like, for instance, in your free time right now, you're trying to build the house we live in. Doesn't work, by the way. And the staircase in our house, what shape is that?
I don't know.
It's like an unfinished
But
C.
you're right, it is a step towards something really nice.
Yeah, so because of the terrain tools, I don't know how it won't work inside. You won't have like a soft-looking mountain indoors, but you can put staircases on the mountain outside.
I could say that so for instance, say I have my square lot and I build a courtyard sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The courtyard in the centre could be lifted up and terraformed.
Yes.
Because it's green. But if I put a house on top of that, I can lift that house up, but there has to be a gap between the courtyard surrounding it and the building in the centre of the courtyard. They can't be attached together and me raise up a part, because that would stretch it. It's not built for that. I would have to separate them by at least some sort of...
Probably.
Like, I can't have one bit low and one bit high and then be connected by anything. It has to be like a staircase. I can't build on that height difference other than a staircase.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like, I'm not going to be able to make some stretchy wall that goes all the way up.
I don't think, like, you know, I built the bathhouse from Spirited Away a while ago.
Yeah.
So on the walls of that, there's buildings jutting out of like the cliffside. I don't think you'll be able to build buildings coming out of the sort of terraformed dirt.
Right.
Like you just said, I think you can only put staircases on the actual like slopes. But I'm not sure. Maybe you will be able to put buildings on that part. I don't know.
What you've done here. See that little corner with the stump? This is where it will look really nice, where you'll just be able to
raise some ground or
lower that
some
maybe,
ground.
and it'll look like a little hilly grove
yeah,
that just
it'll be
dips
really
down.
cozy.
Is it going to look natural though? You're going to be able to make natural looking slopes
Oh
that the
yeah,
Sims
definitely.
will walk down. And the NPCs will be able to walk down a slope.
If it's a small one, I assume they will
Because
be.
when I saw it, it
Yeah.
looked very square and blocky.
That might just be because they rushed an example.
Right. I obviously I didn't watch it. I only saw a little bit that you were looking at, but I never saw like slopey inclines that looked like you could roll something down it. And obviously you're not going to be they're not going to have things roll down it. The engine probably can't adapt at this point to that sort of thing.
No, but I mean, if you raise foundations by only one, then Sims can go up and down that without stairs.
Right. So, but if you did two, they would sort of treat it as too steep an incline.
Yeah.
Like sort of when you play like a fucking adventure game like The Witcher, and he runs up to the side, and the horse like no, and you're like jump anyway, Bessie.
Yeah. No, I think it will be similar. I think if it's a very slight incline, your Sims will walk up or down it.
Right.
But if it's like a slope that's up to their knee height or something, then they'll be like, this is too steep, I need some stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how does it work with indentations?
What do you mean?
So say you build a big house.
Yes.
On top of a massive hill.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And the hill is fairly narrow. And I've got my house, and then in the centre of my house I'm like to you, Kath, I want to do a jacuzzi pit.
Okay.
Can I then build the pit into the new raised up ground?
Yes.
Right. So it's all sort of squared in that sort of way, where I can build down, I can build a basement into the raised up area as well. And, okay.
Like I said, they've shown 2 lots in which they have examples of the terraforming.
Right.
One was really basic, and I don't think they put a house on it. It was in the live stream. They just showed raising up the ground and putting stairs on it. The other example was just a screenshot of like an ancient ruin or something, like I said, and that's got a massive raised up part, and then in the centre it looks like it has a dipped down.
Yeah. So we've spoken about building on top of it and around it.
Uh-huh.
Can we actually build in it? Can we make hobbit houses, mines?
People are already talking about hobbit houses, yeah.
Right. Can you do stuff like that? Can you build a little entranceway in front of this raised bit of grass?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about.
And then build into it. Because if you can build down into it, I don't see why you can't build up into it.
Yeah, no, I'm not totally sure. I'm hoping that, like, in the sloped parts you can have buildings inside the hill sorts of things.
I mean, even if you do, I'm expecting it to look really, really rough. The same ways the curved sort of buildings look kind of rough. Can you imagine one of those curved little roofs sort of jutting out this raised piece of landmass with stretched textures?
Yeah, well, that's obviously if you take it to an extreme, which people will do because it's fun, right? It's fun to play around with it, but obviously people are going to be able to make it look good. It's probably not made for extreme heights.
Yeah.
Like you said, the dirt will just look stretched out and not high res. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, if you do like a vertical incline,
that's not
gonna
look great. Yeah.
Really, really crappy. Yeah.
But people are going to be able to make it look good, even if people do something
like,
massive.
People like you and other builders are going to like take the time to try and disguise rubbish like that. Me, I would just slap a tree in front of it and like, just don't look too close.
No. But anyway, back to the build. We finished the pumpkin patch and
How long
we've gone
does
inside.
that take?
What?
To just the amount of how much you've caked on.
I
think it looks nice, but I mean all the pumpkins, all the flowers around the side. So long.
It took a while. I mean, it didn't take excessively long. We only used about 4 different kinds of flowers. If you use way more than that...
Look at that curved building in the corner.
Wait, what?
The shed you've got, it's like a hut.
Yeah.
It just looks weird when they're just hitting the floor like that. Especially the slats, they just look kind of stretched out, and that's why I'm expecting the grass to be
I see what you mean. I mean, there's different glass roofs you could use. You don't even have to use a glass one, really. That'd probably look better. It's just the novelty hasn't worn off for me yet. Oh, you see that wallpaper that has the stones on top of it?
Yeah.
That's meant to have the stones on the bottom, but it bugged out, so I was like, I'll use that.
Oh, nice! What, the one just above the fridge? I think that's supposed to be a fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
next
cool.
to the little window. The stone's meant to be on bottom, but I don't know. It just didn't
that's
do it.
nice.
So I just used it because it looked neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a new career.
That's a really nice kitchen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh.
I should use that fridge more, but I never build houses where that works in a kitchen.
You
Oh,
have
that's
more
nice.
and stuff. What, the menu?
Yeah, when was that added?
Get together? Maybe?
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh, wow.
Or I've seen it, I've never paid attention.
Maybe. I mean, your Sims don't travel to cafes a lot.
Yeah.
Your Sims only really go to the gym. Yeah. And now you have a home gym in your mansion, so why would you?
Yeah, I know, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to play on that again. I haven't played Sims in a few months now.
Yeah. You got annoyed when you had toddlers.
Oh, they're just so fucking much work. I didn't even want a boy, I wanted a little girl.
And now you have 2 boys. Take responsibility. They're your spawn.
I should give them the Princess Peach treatment.
Let's not get into that. I told you, if you get your wife preggers again, if you make her listen to pop music and eat strawberries, it increases her chance of having a girl. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, I do.
I'll hook her up. Just tie her to a chair with pop music pumping into the fucking room. Just strawberries everywhere. Like, no!
I'm allergic to strawberries!
And pop music.
Pop music can be awful. But yeah, so this is the cafe. There's not excessive decorating in this video because most of the decorating was the exterior. Looks alright. I mean, most of the decorating on the ground floor is just cafe, so it's just tables and seats. But it looks kind of cute, I think. I wanted it to look more rustic, kind of close-knit, conversational, so there's a few sofas and loungy chairs.
You see the greenhouse you've got?
Mm-hmm.
I've been needing to ask this, I always forget. Can you have small walls and a roof on top of the small walls?
The roof will clip to a certain height, so no.
Right. And is that only with the smallest walls, or can you get a second to tallest wall to work, or...?
You could cover the gap by stretching the roof out.
Right.
Or cover the gap another way.
Okay,
But with half
half
walls, the roof will always snap to...
Oh, yeah, I got an idea,
yeah.
so I might want to try it, but yeah, that's cool. Cool.
What do you want to try?
Well, I mean, if you get a half wall
Yeah.
and then stretch a roof onto it to be a greenhouse, you can disguise where the roof and the wall meet with trees and bushes around the greenhouse. That could look quite nice.
That could be really good for a Tudor house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if I echoed, I needed water. I thought I was going to start coughing. I'm not used to talking this much.
Yeah, I know, a bulky video.
Yeah, my bad. Really wanted to talk about the update. Still took too long to do it.
You
Whoops!
bloody bastard.
Why? What did I do?
Bloody bastard. No, I'm joking.
Bloody-
So, when you were building this house, did you have any lore in mind? Does this house
I mean, I already
in
touched that.
Sims?
What do
I
you
mean, people.
People?
Because you normally make Sims that live in these houses.
A witch
and
owns
stuff.
it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, anything else, like a story behind how that happened and...
No, I actually didn't think of that this time. She's a witch who... She doesn't really want people to know she's a witch. she wants to be part of society, and she doesn't really do spells or anything. She just does alchemy, which is why
this one looks particularly
patch.
clean looking house?
What? There's not tons of clutter.
There's not cobwebs and cracks in the walls and stuff. She has
no,
new curtains
yeah.
up
She's
that
a
look quite
wholesome
fresh.
witch.
Right.
I started building this house when I was talking to my friend on Skype, and she was decorating a house I built, which you can download, by the way. Tom just leaned in front of the video and mic.
I'm so sorry. But yeah.
And so, I don't know, I just started building it when I was talking to my friend, and so I decided it was a wholesome witch. Yeah.
You should make it look like the one from Harvest Moon. Do you know, because the Harvest Moon witches are always like Cinder blonde witches.
Oh god.
They were super cute. In my first Harvest Moon game I played when I was 10,
Oh,
I romanced the witch.
did you?
Yes, I did.
That's cute.
Because it's super exciting when a witch is unlocked. It's like, what? There's a witch?
Yeah, right.
And when you're a kid, you're rubbish.
Of course.
So that took ages to get.
I can imagine. Yeah, no. When I go back and play games I played as a kid, I get kind of disillusioned because I'm like, well, this is so easy. But back then, it took me days to do anything because I was really stupid. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this on video before, but who cares? I don't know if anyone comes back from my shitty videos.
I always come back.
I know, you're here right now, thank you. But, you know the last gym leader in Ruby and Sapphire? The
Faulkner.
ice one?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Sinnoh.
No, the ice guy. He's different depending on which version you get. You either get that really skinny model guy, or the older guy.
Oh, you mean Wallace or his master in Emerald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I mean Emerald.
They're water.
Yeah. But you go to the ice gym and you have to figure out kind of puzzles.
It's water.
It's ice.
No, it's a water gym.
Oh my god, is it really?
I think so.
The puzzles you...
Because he uses a Milotic, but the puzzles are to walk on the icy cracks.
Yeah. And then if you step on the crack twice, you'll fall through, and then you have to duel battle whoever's
I would always just go through on purpose to wipe out everyone.
Yeah.
It was to a point where I just never left a single trainer standing.
I mean, it's hard to avoid battling nearly everyone in older Pokemon games anyway. In newer ones, you can easily walk around them. Like in...
You can get a lot of mileage out of old Pokemon games.
Yeah.
More than you...
There's so many people to battle.
It's almost like they've designed Sun and Moon in a way that's sort of like they have the cheerers. They're like, hey, I'm working here on the mountainside. Beat everyone on this strip and I'll play you as well.
I know.
And everyone kind of has one or two Pokemon in the new games, so there's no real frustration.
Yeah.
In Pokemon...
And then some random people will just heal your Pokemon.
It's very disheartening.
And then some of them even say, do you want to battle,
like,
yes or no?
There was something satisfying the first time I got through Dark Cave, and I made the point of going to get a Pokemon that knew Flash to light up the cave.
Right.
And I made the point of prepping for it, and I made the point to have Pokemon that could defeat rock types as well when I was in there. And then it was actually really surprising how easy it was to get through that cave once you thought about it.
Yeah.
And took time. And it was actually really interesting how much more training and how many Pokemon you could actually find in that cave if you bothered to look. That cave can actually take you to like loads of different places, there's loads of items in there, but you can actually get through it really quick if you pay attention and you pick the right ways and sort of think about what you're doing.
That goes for a lot of caves in Pokemon. A lot of them seem really convoluted and take ages to get through.
They started getting really poor, I think as early as Ruby and Sapphire, where you just started having straight walk caves everywhere.
Yeah, just long corridors.
Rustboro cave, just a straight corridor.
To be fair, that's locked off at the start.
I know, but
and it's not really a cave.
The Laveridge, the one where you're just going up the mountain to the volcano, you go through a little hot spring cave. It's just a straight walk.
You can use strength and some stuff.
Even the cave to get to, I think it's the Cave of Wonder. Don't know what it's called, some fucking Aladdin shit. But the one to get to where Groudon or Kyogre is.
Oh yeah.
Like after it's already escaped once, it's just like the only bit that kind of tries to trip you up is where you have to go through all the rapids to get to the centre. Yeah. And sometimes it can send you back to the start.
Oh right, but that only takes like 2 tries.
But even that is really linear, and there's only like 4 or 5 guys to fight in that.
Yeah.
It seems like they really rolled back on making caves difficult. Like, caves were recognised as really difficult. That's why Victory Road was always a cave in the older games.
Yeah.
Why it was a cave even into much of the later ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also why, you know, when you go to fight Red at the end of the Gen 2...
You mean at the end of a cave?
You go to Mount Silver, yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the thing, and it's like a brutal, dark cave.
It's meant to be a
And
challenge.
it'll use several HMs, so you have to adapt your team to traverse not only the area but
You have
defeat
to
these
think
really
about
strong
it a little
Pokemon.
bit,
And you have to be prepared. And they've just dumped it off recently.
Yeah, because they want a younger audience again.
Like I said, I mean, I don't know. I played it when I was 3 and 4.
No, I know. That's why I don't
know how much
what the point
younger-
in simplifying it is.
I don't know how much younger you can get.
I don't know.
But I
It's
don't get
like-
that either. With World of Warcraft, it's like the story's really. It's probably better than it's ever been, but it's still really almost juvenile, which is quite laughable because I think the average player base for World of Warcraft is men between 25 and 30. I think that's actually sort of the average player for World of Warcraft is a dude between 25 and 30. Not even a
Right.
teenager anymore.
Mm.
They're all too busy playing Fortnite.
Scary stuff. I haven't even looked at Fortnite really.
I played it when it was in alpha and beta.
Did you really?
Yeah, with Andy. I played it a couple times and I went, Andy, this is silly.
Why? What didn't you like?
I didn't like that I was building and shooting. I was like, this
That's
is something.
just too much.
This is this one thing that I don't care for, with this other thing that I'm not good at.
Oh.
So I was like, it's not really for me.
Mm-mm.
But it has lots
Well-
of dank dancing.
I've seen. Yeah, so dank.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading into the tour now, though. But let us know your thoughts on the terraforming, if you even care about it, and what you plan to build. Don't worry, I won't steal your ideas. I have a couple unoriginal ideas already.
Steal your ideas.
Give me ideas!
And let us know what you think of the lovely Witchy Poo house, the homely witch.
And the pumpkin
Homely hut.
Yes, the last homely hut. That's a reference to Lord of the Rings.
Shh,
Okay.
it's the door.
Okay, it's the tour. We will be quiet. Tom, watch.
Do not forget to like
And subscribe.
and check out some of the other videos. Catherine does lots of building and lots of cool building. Some
Oh.
not so cool, but
What?
a lot of them are.
All of them.
Some of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Okay, thank you, goodbye.
Like and subscribe. Do it!
Now.
Smash!
No, don't smash.